Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Finance 360-degree session. So today is your revision session where we will revise all the finance current affairs, the RBI notifications, the important news articles that we have discussed in the past 5 lectures. Okay, so this session is very important session as it provides you the kind of understanding that what kind of questions can come in the examination. Now, good morning Sarish, good morning Aditi, good morning Ronak. Give me a thumbs up if you are able to hear me and see me clearly. Okay, so this is the Finance 360-degree sessions. After every 5 sessions, as we have promised that we will be bringing the revision sessions because the practice of MCQs is a must. And recently the pattern has been seen that there are very lengthy MCQs are coming. So you need to be practicing a lot and in a very regular manner. Okay, so let's get started with the revision session of the past 5 sessions where we will discuss the news articles in the question form from the December last week and the January first week. Okay, so let's get started, but before that, do subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel. Here you will get the PDF of the session. The link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. And remember that you are going to get the PDF in the Telegram channel. I'll get lots of query that where to find the PDF. So in the Telegram channel of EduTap, the link for Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. So good morning everyone. Good morning. Hello everyone. Now let's get started with the first question. So this is your first question. Try to read the question very carefully and try to answer the question. Okay. So recently RBI has released a notification on the card on file tokenization. Card on file tokenization means that the data that is being saved by the merchants. Okay, the card data that were saved by the merchants, the card data that were saved by different sellers. So it is not good that they are saving the card data because it can be hacked, it can be stolen. And that's why there was the card on file tokenization, that the card details will not be saved, rather a token will be saved against the card number. Okay, so that was the card on file tokenization. Recently there is a change that has been brought by the Reserve Bank of India. So here you have to tell that which of the following is correct, is incorrect regarding the requirements for the COFT. So this is the first question. You have to find the incorrect statement. Okay, so here you have to find the incorrect, not correct. C is incorrect. So generation of the COF, the card on file tokens for a card through the card issuer bank can be enabled through mobile banking and internet banking channels. So this is correct, that now it has been allowed that the card issuer banks, the banks directly can tokenize the card number. Okay, before what was happening, that you were going to Amazon, you were going to Flipkart, you were going to Myntra, you were going to a particular merchant website, and then that merchant was sending the request for the card tokenization so that the token can be saved with the merchant. So now the RBI has said that the directly from the bank also, you do not have to go to the merchant. You can directly go to the bank and directly get the token for different merchants. Okay, so that is the idea, that through the mobile banking, through the internet banking channels, you can generate the token now. You do not have to go to merchant website. The card issuer bank or institution shall provide a complete list of merchants to tokenize the card details. So that is correct. Now you have to choose that for which merchants you want to tokenize your card. For each of the merchant, there will be a different token that will be provided to you. That will be a different code token for the same card number will be provided to you for different merchants. Okay, the card token so issued may be either. So card tokens can only be issued by the card issuers or the card networks, because only they are allowed to tokenize the card details and save the card details, because they already have the card details, the card issuers and the card networks. Okay, so that's why the C statement was incorrect. COFT generation shall be done only on explicit customer consent, then only you can tokenize, or the bank or the issuer or the network can tokenize the card details only on the explicit customer consent and with the additional factor authentication. Okay, the tokens generated by the card issuer bank shall be made available on the merchant's payment page. So the token has to be sent to the merchant's payment page so that the merchant is also aware that this is the token for this for any card number that the customer has. Okay. So this C is the answer. Here it was incorrect statement that you had to find, and C was the answer. So this whole news article we have already covered in our previous session, in the previous 5 sessions. This was the session that was already covered. So you can read about the tokenization. I have totally explained that what was the process before, what is the new process that has come. Okay. So now coming to the second question, we have discussed about the financial stability report that has been released in the December 2023. So there are the important data points that has been provided in the FSR report. Some of the important data points you must be aware about, especially the highlights that are given in the FSR that you must be aware about, and the highlights we have already discussed. Okay. Yes, these topics are going to be covered in the RBI News tab. Yes, RBI News tab carries various, like all the RBI notifications that are important. Okay. So here I am getting the answer D, and that is absolutely correct. Recently the FSR has been released, and it has been said that for the gross non-performing assets ratio, the percentage was 3.2% for in the September 2023. Okay. So the GNPA was 3.2% in the September 2023, and the NNPA, the net non-performing asset, was 0.8% in the September 2023. So this is the data that has been provided in the highlights of the financial stability report. Okay. So the next question. So here the important data points are given. So the GNPA ratio is 3.2% in September 2023, sorry. 0.8% NNPA ratio is for September 2023 for all the scheduled commercial bank. For the capital to risk weighted asset ratio for September 2023, it was 16.8% for all the scheduled commercial banks. Like it is the average number. For September 2023, for all the scheduled commercial bank, provisioning coverage ratio, that is the coverage of the non-performing asset. If the non-performing assets are there, what is the coverage for that? So that is 75.3%. So this all we have discussed. All the important data points have been discussed with you regarding the FSR highlights. Okay. So 13.7% is the CET1 ratio. That is the common equity tier 1 ratio. That is the most liquid capital with the bank. So try to give the right answer of this question now. So here the question is regarding the financial stability report. You have to find the correct statements. Okay. So the resilience of the non-banking financial companies sector improved with CRAR at 27.6%. So that is correct. That the CRAR for the NBFCs is 27.6%. GNPA ratio is 4.6%, and return on assets at 2.9%. So this is correct. The IMF has projected that the global growth would decline to 3% in 2023 and 2.9% in 2024. So this is also correct. So first and third are the correct statements. The second one is wrong, because the macro stress test that shows that how much capital will be kept by the banks in the coming year by September 2024. So the data point macro stress test for the credit risk reveal that the scheduled commercial banks would be able to comply with the minimum capital requirement of 11.5%, but in the baseline scenario they will be able to keep 14.8% of the CRAR. In the medium severe condition, in the medium extreme condition, they will be able to keep 13.5% of the CRAR, and in the severe stress situation, they will be able to keep 12.2% of the CRAR. So in the baseline, in the normal situation, the banks will be able to keep 14.8% of the CRAR. In the medium stress situation, they will be able to keep 13.5% of the CRAR, and in the stress situation, in the severe stress situation, the banks will be able to keep 12.2% of the CRAR in the September 2024. Okay. So here the second statement was wrong. Only 1 and 3 statements were correct. Yes, very good everyone. So now coming to the next. So you have discussed already. We have discussed all of this already. Okay. If you want to understand that what is the macro stress test and everything, you can go and see the session. All of this has already been discussed in the session. Okay. Now the data points also I have discussed that 3.0% is the projection that has been shown by the IMF for the 2023. That is the for the global growth would decline to 3.3% 3.0% in 2023 and 2.9% in 2024. So this is the data point that we have discussed. Now coming to the next question, that is regarding the report on trend and progress of banking in India 2022-23. So this is the statutory publication. This is a publication that is required by the Banking Regulation Act. So this is a statutory publication that is released once in a year. Okay, so FSR is half yearly report. Report on trend and progress, this is a yearly report. So the data points, the GNPA ratio for scheduled commercial bank dropped to dash percentage at the end of March 2023. So we know the data point for September 2023 that the GNPA ratio was 3.2%. This is also given in the FSR report. This is also given in the report on trend and progress of banking in India. Okay, but what is the GNPA ratio for the scheduled commercial bank for the March 2023? So this data is being given in the report on trend and progress. So I'm getting the right answer. Absolutely correct. Sorry, Shrohit Durga. Yes, it is 3.9%. So these are the highlights that have been given by in the report on trend and progress of banking. So this is the data point that the CRAR for the March 2022 was 16.8%. For the March 2023, the CRAR was 17.3% for all the scheduled commercial banks. And for September 2023, given in the FSR report, as given in the report on trend and progress, the CRAR was 16.8% in the September 2023. So this is what you have to remember. Okay, so the CD1 data has been given by the FSR for the September 2023 that we have just seen in the previous slide. Now non-performing asset. So this data point that has been given in the report on trend and progress. So 3.9% at the end of March 2023. This was the gross non-performing asset, and 3.2% was the data point for gross non-performing asset in the September 2023. So these are the different data points that you have to remember as they have been given in the highlights. So they become very, very important from the exam point of view. Okay. Now coming to the next question, that is regarding the report on trend and progress of banking in India. Here you have to tell that which of the data points are correct or incorrect regarding consolidated balance sheet data given in the report. So okay, so you have to tell that regarding the consolidated balance sheet data that has been given in the report, which of these statements is incorrect. So starting with the first statement, the consolidated balance sheet of the scheduled commercial banks grew by 12.2% in 2022-23. Is it correct? Then coming to the second statement, the combined balance sheet of urban cooperative banks has expanded by 2.3% and the consolidated balance sheet of the NBFCs has expanded by 11.8%. So here, yes, only E is the answer. That means only the third statement is incorrect, as here the data points should be 14.8%. So first statement is correct, that the consolidated balance sheet of all the scheduled commercial banks on average grew by 12.2%. For the combined balance sheet of urban cooperative banks, this is expanded by 2.3%. The consolidated balance sheet of the NBFCs, this has expanded by 14.8%. So this we have discussed in depth in the session. So if you are not aware about the report on trend and progress of banking, if you are confused in between the FSR report and the report on trend and progress in banking, so you can see those two sessions and you will be easily able to differentiate between the FSR and the report on trend and progress. Okay, so this is the data point that you have to remember, that consolidated balance sheet for scheduled commercial banks grew by 12.2%. For the urban cooperative banks, it grew by 2.3%. For the NBFCs, it grew by 14.8%. Okay. So now coming to the next question, the IFSC has constituted an expert committee on the transition finance. Transition finance means when you are transitioning from a polluting company that is creating, that means a company that is creating some kind of pollution or the greenhouse gases, that is releasing the greenhouse gases, or that is creating the residue, that is leaving the residue in the water, to a, you are transitioning to a green company that is not polluting the environment much. So that is transition finance for the transitioning from the polluting company to a non-polluting company, you will require some money to buy the new technology, to buy the new materials. So for this transaction finance, there is a IFSC committee that has been constituted, that what kind of regulatory system or what kind of regulatory framework should be prepared for better expansion of the transition finance. Okay, so who is the chairman of the committee, that you have to tell. So everyone is giving the answer C, and that is absolutely correct. It is Mr. Dhruva Purkyasta. So if I am saying the pronunciation wrong, so sorry for that. But Mr. Dhruva is the one that is the chairman of the committee. Okay, and he is the Indian director for the climate policy initiative. So this is the news article. Okay, so here we have discussed about the terms of reference that was given for this committee, that this committee has to work for preparing a regulatory framework for giving the advice to the IFSC, that how the IFSC should move forward with the transition finance and with such kind of bonds and such, okay, financial instruments and such. So this is the news article that we have discussed in the previous session, and another news article that we have discussed is regarding the NABARD and ADB. They have launched an initiative to facilitate climate action in India's agriculture, natural resources and the rural development. Okay, so rural areas, they are suffering a lot because due to the climate change, the agriculture is there are problems that are coming in agriculture due to climate change. What is happening, that the rainfall is not happening on time at some places. There is the soil fertility that is reducing because the soil, there is too much chemicals that are getting mixed in the soil and such. So if the agriculture sector is suffering, if the productivity in agriculture is reducing, then what is happening, that the livelihood for the rural areas is also reducing. So there are many of the problems that are coming due to climate change in the agriculture, in natural resources and in the rural development, and that's why ADB, Asian Development Bank, and NABARD, they have come together to facilitate the climate action in India's agriculture, rural development and the natural resources. Okay, so now you have to tell me that technical support unit has been set up in NABARD, which will be managed by which of the organizations. Okay, so I'm getting the answer B here, and that is absolutely correct. So it is EduTap Advisory Services Private Limited that will be managing the technical support unit, and the technical support unit has been established in NABARD with the help of which of the NGO or which of the helping unit. So that is, so there is a helping entity that has helped the setup of the technical support unit in NABARD. So anyone knows the name of that unit or that entity that has helped the NABARD to set up the technical support unit? Which foundation it is? Which foundation is it? It is Bill and Gates Foundation. Yes, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Yes, very good, Rohit and Arish. So Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they have helped. They have, in the partnership with the NABARD, they have set up the technical support unit in NABARD. Okay, so under this initiative of the NABARD and ADB, a technical support unit has been set up in NABARD with the partnership of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now this technical support unit is being managed by EduTap Advisory Services Private Limited. Okay, so this is the two names that you must be aware about. Okay, now coming to the next question, and this is the last question. After that we will have a homework question. So try to answer this question. I'm getting the answer D. Is it correct? Yes, it is absolutely correct. So beneficiaries of PM Vishwakarma scheme in all the centers. Now I was getting the queries that it is all centers or it is the tier 1 and tier 2 only. So in the press release that is released by the Reserve Bank of India, all centers is written. Okay, and it doesn't matter in the tier 1 and tier 2. yes, the PM Vishkarma scheme, like beneficiaries, they will be getting the benefit through the PIDF scheme. But in the tier 3 to tier 4, all the merchants, they will get benefit under the PM Vishkarma scheme. Okay. So in the press release, all centers is written. So that means tier 1 and tier 2 centers, beneficiaries of PM Vishkarma will also come in this. Okay. So beneficiaries of PM Vishkarma scheme in all the centers have been included as merchants under the PIDF scheme. Correct. Soundbox devices and Aadhaar enabled biometric devices are eligible for claim of the subsidy under the PIDF scheme. So yes, they have been added as the contemporary instruments under the PIDF scheme. Before there was the physical devices, that is the POS machines, the MPOS, the GST, the GSPN, something like that. So they were the physical devices, and there was the digital device, that was the QR code. Now the contemporary devices, that is the sound box devices and the Aadhaar enabled biometric devices, they have also been added under the PIDF scheme. So you can, like, the merchants can buy these devices at the subsidized rate, or they can get the devices at a subsidized rate. Okay. Subsidy for special focus areas, that is the northeastern states, the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, they have been made uniform. So for them, the subsidy has been made uniform at 90% of the cost of all kind of devices, irrespective of the type of device, they will get the subsidy. In these areas, the merchants will get the subsidy at 90%. Okay. PIDF scheme has been extended by a further period of 2 years, that is correct, up to December 31st, 2025. So first, second and fourth statement were correct. Third statement was incorrect. And that's why D is the answer here. So beneficiaries of PM Vishkarma scheme in all the centers has been included as merchants under the PIDF scheme. Soundbox devices, Aadhaar enabled devices are eligible for claim of subsidy under the scheme. Subsidy for special focus areas, that is the northeastern states, the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, has been made uniform at 90%. Before it was 75%. For some of the devices, the subsidy was 75%, but now it has been made uniform for these areas, that the subsidy for any kind of device will be 90%. So all of this I have already explained you, that the amount of subsidy for devices that is deployed in the special focus area is increased from 75% to 90% of the total cost, irrespective of the type of device, and installations made from October 1, 2023 onwards, this will be eligible. Okay, this kind of subsidy will be eligible. So now there is a homework question for all of you. If you are able to answer this question, that means you have understood everything completely about the PIDF scheme. So PIDF scheme is one of the most important scheme of the Reserve Bank of India. In the phase 2 of the examination in the previous years, we have continuously seen questions from the PIDF scheme. So you cannot make any mistake in the PIDF scheme. Have the complete clarity about the PIDF scheme. Okay. So this is a homework question. Try to answer this question. Now let me show you the students that have given the right answer of the previous session question. So previous session was on the PIDF scheme. It was a 29-minute session. That means we have tried to cover everything that has happened in the PIDF scheme. The status update has been released, the extension, the enhancement, everything. Okay. So here, these are the students that have given the right answer. Srinivasan, Durga, Ankita, Shalu, Siddhi, Ananya, Sonali, Akansha, Kingshuk, Abhiman, Bharat, Akshita, Abhishek, Ankit, Sorish, update, Ronak, Lucifer. Okay, there was not Ronak. Only 4 was incorrect. Okay. Lucifer, Riya, Anusha, Ishwar, Molly, Ritika, Harshit, Rushi, Bhaviga and Aman, Bhavna, Prat, Divyansh, sorry, Neem and Akash, Kandayang, Abhay, Siddharth, Yogita, Yadav, and Ankit, Shibanand, Namrata, Nilesh, Ankit, Karan, and Shruti. So I hope all of your you will continue giving the right answer of the next sessions. So I got a query here. So yes, here I have given the link, okay, where you can directly go and see that all the centers were mentioned. So you should not be confused about these things if I am putting something in the like here directly. So if I am putting something on the PPT, it is well researched. Okay, so usually there will be no mistake. If any mistake happens, so I will myself explain to you and I will tell you in the comment section or in the during the session only that there is some mistake that has happened. Otherwise, you can there can never be any mistake in the PPTs. Okay. So I hope you will give the right answer of this homework question. Any confusion you have, kindly share it with me. And there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you a comprehensive guidebook for RBI, NABARD and SEBI, so that through a single guidebook you can get all your queries answered related to the syllabus, related to the pattern, related to the sources from where you have to prepare. Even if you want to get the previous year questions that are also provided with this guidebook. So do download this guidebook. This is absolutely free of cost to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can easily download these guidebooks. The link is provided in the description box below. Now, if there is any query, tell me the query. Is there any query? No query. Thank you, ma'am, for another great session. You are most welcome, Sarish. And I hope you people are liking the sessions. We are going to bring the revision session after every 5 sessions. Okay, after every 5 sessions, we are going to bring the revision sessions as requested by many of the students also, that yes, we should continue these revision sessions after every 5 sessions. So we were thinking about bringing only one revision session for the whole of the month. But as you people were comfortable and you people liked the revision sessions, so we are bringing it after every 5 sessions. Okay, so thank you very much. If you have any query, you can comment down below also, and if you have any question, you can mail us here. If you have any query, you can mail us here, or you can contact us through this number. Okay, so thank you very much. I can see that there is no query here, so I will be closing the session now. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead.